I need to record this, and I'm going to start sharing my screen. And okay, so first of all, I just want to thank everybody for being here tonight. My name's Renee Ferguson, and I want to just go through tonight. We're going to just go through what LifeVantage is and what these products are. My husband is going to go through a little bit about the business and try and educate people on what this great product that we have and this great gift that we have. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, my name's Renee. This is my husband, JT. And we're Pro 3s in the company. We started about August of 2017, and tell a little bit about myself and why I got involved is that I had been dealing with a health issue, and it was a pain in my lower abdomen that I had been having for 5 years. And I had been to numerous doctors, ultrasound, CAT scans, special diets, natural products, and nothing was helping me. And I pretty much was at a desperate point in my life. I curled up in a ball in the middle of the night, just praying for God to send me something to take away the pain. And I happened to, a couple of weeks later, meet Maria Williams at a mutual friend's house. We were at a barbecue and found out, we were just kind of talking. Her husband was in the insurance industry, and my husband and I are in the insurance industry. Got to talking and found out that she was in the wellness industry. And my ears perked up because I was looking for something that could just help me. So at that point, I was waking up in the middle of the night at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and just severe pain getting through the day. So Marie and I met for coffee, and I started on Protandim, and 5 days later, my pain went away, and my pain has not come back. So it's just been a complete blessing and changed my life. And I'll say right now, we're not a drug. We're not saying that we will treat, cure, prevent, or mitigate disease. But what you'll find out through this presentation, that this product actually helps your body do what it's supposed to do and become the best you that you have. So that's a little bit about my backstory. So a few terms we're gonna go over. We call ourselves a biohacking company, and biohacking is taking control of a complex system, your own biology, in order to achieve a desired outcome. And we're doing that through nutrigenomics, which is, eating the right things and taking the right things to make your body perform the way it's supposed to. One of the other things that we'll realize is through this presentation is that as time has gone on, the industry has moved to the wellness, the health and wellness industry, moving towards organic and natural products, and realizing that there's more to just prescription drugs to make yourself healthy. We're eating organic. Grocery stores now have organic sections. So it's just moving in that direction. It's currently a $600 billion industry, and it's going to grow even more over the next few years. So a few terms there. What we're going to do next, and whoever invited you to this presentation tonight, you probably have already seen this video, but for those of you that haven't, we're going to go ahead and play this. It's about 10 minutes long, and this is really, we do this so that you can see where this all started. Dr. McCord is a scientist. He was involved with finding this antioxidant. And what happened is ABC Primetime did an investigative report in 2005. And what the investigative reporters used to do back in the day, for those of you that are younger that are on this call, they used to try and prove people wrong. They used to, try and get that gotcha. And so you'll see John Quiones, it goes in here, they're investigating Protandim, and you're going to see what ends up happening. So here we go.
The following is an ABC Primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life.
It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Yeah, there we go.
Wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. And so you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me?
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression. But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. But because it's being sold as a nutritional supplement and not a drug, Protandim does not need FDA approval for safety.
Protandim NRF2 is protected by 7 U.S. patents. Major universities and government agencies initiated and continue self-funded studies following the ABC Primetime Investigative Report you just viewed that originally aired back in 2005. These studies continue to reveal more scientific evidence about Protandim NRF2's unique benefits and to evaluate how this anti-aging breakthrough can prevent and improve many of the problems associated with aging. The next video will bring you up to date on what happened next.
So the vitality stack starts with the basic foundation, Nerve 1, Nerve 2 ProBio, to which we added the new product, Omega Plus.
Nerve 1 is helping specifically our mitochondrial function. It's helping the number of mitochondria that we need, so it helps the energy state, and it's also helping as far as what the blueprint is being followed, what genes are being expressed. Unfortunately, mitochondria, they produce free radicals, and oxidative stress is actually increased the more powerful they are and the more in use they are. So we need to take Protandim Nerve 2 alongside with it to decrease that free radicals, to decrease that oxidative stress that's happening. And that's why we also call it a 1-2 punch, because not only are we helping our mitochondria function normally, but we need to clean up the debris that happens with a good functioning mitochondria.
The probiotic that we have, it's going to improve the health of the gut, which is where 80% of your immune system starts.
So to have the company create a probio that has Wellmune in it, that helps to calm that immune response and in a timely fashion where it actually gets throughout the whole intestinal tract to address the immune system.
The omega-3s are an essential component of our cell membranes, and omega-3 deficiency makes that cell membrane not function very well. We need those omega-3s to keep our cell membranes, our nervous system, our brain healthy. The other thing, vitamin D is something that is just essential from all aspects. It improves immune systems. I think when you combine all of these products together, you've got the home run.
We're going to continue to be at the forefront of nutrigenomics, coming up with scientific products that are proven to get a better benefit than you could possibly get by just taking those ingredients alone and then applying that to the biohacking outcomes of our customers today.
Okay, so that was what really started everything. That's what caused the buzz in the industry after that primetime aired in 2005. And so universities and institutions started contacting our company, and they're like, we want to do more research on this Protandim. This seems pretty incredible. So we'll go through a few of these studies further on, some that are kind of near and dear to my heart, but universities, everybody started doing research on it. And so they also, as a result of that, the company, this small biotech company, received, I believe it was $5 million worth of orders, and they really weren't ready for that. They didn't have the infrastructure in place. They were trying to sell it retail. So they had it in GNC and Walgreens, and they had it on the shelf. And so what people didn't realize is this is It's labeled as a supplement, but as you'll learn further on, this is actually an activator. It's activating the cells in your body to produce its own antioxidants versus a supplement that's being sold on the shelf that is just supplementing something your body can't do. So it was a little more expensive and it wasn't selling the way that they wanted it to. That's when they decided, you know what, we really need to do word of mouth. We need to be able to educate people on how powerful this is. So we switched to the direct sales model in 2009, and the gross sales went from 10 million to over 200 million a year. Okay, so as you heard in that video, we talked about oxidative stress. So what is oxidative stress? And I love the picture here of an apple. When you cut open an apple, it starts to turn brown. When the oxygen hits it, that's what causes oxidization. And our bodies are doing the same thing. The cells in our body are starting to kind of rust and turn brown. And that happens with the food we eat, what we drink, the pesticides, herbicides, even cell phones, and exercise. So as our bodies are rusting and our cells become kind of damaged, that turns into disease. And if you look on the right-hand side, we can see this chart here that affects every part of your body if your cells are damaged. It turns into heart disease and Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, a few things that caught my attention. Heart disease runs in our family. So I paid attention to this quite closely and looked at the studies on this. But you can see diabetes and chronic fatigue syndrome. And as you look through this chart, a lot of you are probably thinking, well, you know, I may not have this disease, but it runs in my family. What we can try and do is change the gene expression and, you know, help our bodies do everything possible to not get these diseases by reducing the oxidative stress. So here are some of the organizations, the universities that did studies on Protandim. The first one that jumped out at me is the American Heart Association and Ohio State University, because I'm from Ohio. And so what Ohio State did is a study on veins that they use for the bypass surgeries. And they used Protandim on the veins and found that there was no buildup, like the walls didn't thicken. So the veins that were being used for the bypass, they weren't going to fill up with the plaque and have to, you know, be repaired further down the line. Well, my father had a 5 bypass. And so that was very important to me. It's like, Dad, you have to get on this now because we want you around for a while. And it was published in the American Heart Association, which is incredible. I will talk about a few other studies in further slides. One of them is the LSU study and then the Biogen study, but we'll go ahead and move to the next slide. So what I was saying before, that when they were trying to sell it on the shelf, they were comparing it as an antioxidant. Well, what ours is actually, ours is an activator. Protandim Nerf2 is an activator. It is basically going into your cells, turning a switch on, and telling your body, produce antioxidant enzymes. Go out there and attack the things that shouldn't be there, those free radicals, clean house. And so you have basically every enzyme is attacking up to 1 million free radicals versus eating blueberries or strawberries or taking a vitamin C. It's a 1-to-1. One antioxidant enzyme, it attacks 1 free radical and then it's done. So if you think about trying to put out a fire, you have a high-rise building and you're throwing a Dixie cup to try and put this fire out by taking a direct antioxidant versus turning on every sprinkler system on high in every room in that building and having the fire department come and put a hose on it. So there's really, you cannot eat enough vegetables, leafy greens, blueberries to come anywhere close to Protandim Nerf2 activation and having your body actually produce antioxidants. So our main product is Protandim Nerf2. And as we saw in the video and as I kind of explained, it's basically turning on your body's ability to produce antioxidants. and heal itself. So they have a study, and it was done, it's a human clinical study. And what we can say by that study is that it will reduce oxidative stress in your body by 40% in 30 days and up to 70% with continued use, which is incredible because, as we saw, that most diseases are caused by high oxidative stress. And one of the things that I started doing is going out to pubmed.gov. It is a website where medical professionals go to do research, and they look at the most recent published peer-reviewed studies. And you research any disease in oxidative stress, and you're going to see that it's true. The high oxidative stress causes the diseases. So that was pretty incredible to me. And so I don't know if you remember hearing in the video, they talked about that they were doing a study on lifespan with mice, and they were just starting the study. Well, they finished the study. So the National Institute of Aging finished the study and found that Protandim was the only natural product to extend lifespan. And if I remember correctly, it's 5 human years, and that's healthy years, not aged years. So basically, once again, to sum it up, your body is turning on that switch, telling your body, go produce these enzymes, make my body survive, clean house. And one other thing I want to mention, we have 2 seal of approvals from the NSF. Basically, what the NSF does is say, what we say is in our product is actually in our product. And then we also are on the banned substance control group. So elite athletes use this. They don't have to be concerned at all about, testing for drugs. This is all natural and approved by the BSCG. Okay, so this was a Washington State University study, and it's pretty incredible. This was not related to Protandim, but it was a study on Nerf2, and they said it may well become the most, the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So when I'm looking at this, we tend to think about the people that already have disease and how this can help people with disease, but they're talking about that it's a preventative breakthrough too. So why wait to do something to prevent disease? So I just wanted to point that out. Okay, and one other thing, as I'm talking to people, sometimes I hear from people, well, I'm already taking the ingredients that are in this. So what's in it is green tea and turmeric and bacopa, ashwagandha, and milk thistle. Well, there was a study done, and it showed that the synergy, the specific blend of the Protandim, is 1,800% more effective than you taking each one of those 5 ingredients by themselves. So something to think about there. Another study that was just near and dear to my heart. I have numerous people I know that have MS. And when I saw this study, I started sharing with people that have MS that Tecfidera is a drug that my friends take for MS. And this Biogen company is the one that created Tecfidera. And there was a study done, and they actually put Protandim in their study. And they found that Protandim, which is an herbal supplement, was the most potent inducer, and it would be the best therapeutic strategy. So Biogen was actually having to admit that our natural product was more potent and more therapeutic strategy than their drug. And so the interesting thing is, our body with natural ingredients, there's no side effects. So, if you're taking the Tecfidera, it's a synthetic drug. Your body's not used to it. There's going to be side effects, and we see that. And, my friends that take that, they know the side effects. So I always like to point this out because MS is a big problem in our society. So pretty incredible data. So the other product that we're going to talk about real quick is Nerf1, Protandim Nerf1, and this helps with mitochondrial dysfunction. The mitochondria in our body, basically what it is the energy of our cell. If our mitochondria is weak, it leads to epilepsy, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, diabetes, cancer, muscular dystrophy, autism. So our company, we created a Protandim Nerf 1 to help with the mitochondrial dysfunction. And some of the benefits, I'll just read them off to you. Increased cellular energy, improve performance through energy production. It is enhancing your cellular health, improving sleep quality. And one of the things is boosting your mitochondrial production. So if your mitochondria production is increased, well, your cells are going to be more effective, and it slows the cellular aging. So, what we say is we have the 1-2 punch. The Nerf 1 helps your cells work efficiently. It turbo boosts your body. And the Nerf 2 is cleaning house. It's getting rid of the rust on your cell and inside your body. The next product we're going to talk about, which has actually become one of my favorite, is our probiotic. And I'm just going to say, I'm sure everybody's heard of probiotics and people are probably taking probiotics, but I just wanted to point out a few things that are unique to our probiotic. We have something called BioTrack, and the BioTrack is a patented technology that has a protective coating on it that allows the bacteria, the probiotic, to get through the stomach acid into the intestines, the small and large intestine, at a rate of 60%. So 60% of the probiotic makes it to the intestines versus other probiotics, only 4% is making it through the stomach acid. So even though it says, it has this many billions of colony forming units, it's not making it into your intestine. So one of the reasons we want to have a healthy gut is, you can see on the right, it leads to just your adrenal glands being fatigued, and joint, rheumatoid arthritis, sinuses, and depression and anxiety. And another great thing that's in this product is Wellmune, another patented product that supports the immune system. And as we heard, that 70 to 80% of your immune system starts in your gut. That's really important to keep that immune system healthy. So it gives it just that extra little boost to keep you healthy. Okay, so the next one, this is a newer product that we have. This is the Omega Plus. And once again, I'm sure everybody's tried an Omega, been on an Omega. And for me, I wouldn't do the fish oils just because you would burp it up and it tastes nasty. But whoever invited you to this presentation, have them give you one of the Omegas and bite into it, and you will be pleasantly surprised. It tastes like a lemon. And the reason why is because we process it right on the boat. So it does not have time to get rancid. There's no oxidization that takes place. It is completely fresh. And you can actually scan it and you can trace it to see where the fish was caught, what waters. And so that's pretty incredible. The thing also that we have in here, everyone has the omega-3. We've added an omega-7, and the omega-7 helps with weight management. It helps metabolize the fat. So, and we also added vitamin D, which a lot of people, even people in Arizona, we're living in Arizona with the sunshine, you'd be surprised how many people are vitamin D deficient. So they've been very thoughtful about what they put in the products. Okay, we have a couple more products to go over. This is one of my favorite. So this is the True Science. And when I talked about the LSU study, LSU did a study on skin cancer. And they basically came back to our company and said, you really should do a skincare line, because they found that the cancer tumors were dying off early and they weren't multiplying. And so I was a swimmer growing up. I spent a lot of time in the sun. So I'm actually using this on my body because I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure that I don't get any type of melanoma. And it's a great skincare line. People are using it for eczema and all kinds of things, burns. But I found it very incredible. It's got the Nerf 2 activator in it, but it's for the skin. Oh, okay. So Axio is another incredible product. People have seen great results with this. This is brain food. It is an energy drink, but it really is brain food. It's Nerf 2 activation for the brain. And what you can see here is that A lot of people are using it for their children that are on the spectrum, whether it be HDAD, ADD, autism. And as you can see on the left side, you can see before Nerf2 and Axio, and the right side 1 week after, and you can see there's clearer focus and their spelling is correct. So you can clearly see that the brain is focusing so much more. And then we have the physique line. And I'm just going to tell you right now, this man had to work out. This was not just from taking the product, but it definitely enhances, and it's to support you in good eating and good exercising. We obviously have the ProBio, which I talked about. The cleanse, you do the first week of each month, and it basically kind of empties out all of those little garages of all the things that are bad for you to make room for the ProBio to deposit all of the good things that your body needs. And there's a protein shake and the fat burn. The fat burn focuses on the visceral fat with your organs and the belly. So you can see he worked hard. I mean, he was doing a lot of sit-ups. So, and then for our animals, because we love our animals, what we found is that people were giving the Pro Tandem products to their pets. And so we formulated a product that's specific to pets so that they could take it. They like it. It's like treats, but it's helping them with everything from, joint pain and any type of disease that's caused by oxidative stress. Well, pets have higher oxidative stress. So you really do see improvements when the pets get on this product. And so I'm going to end the product portion of this with, this was Oregon State University. They basically said when Nerf2 finds a problem, Nerf2 essentially goes back to the cellular nucleus and rings the alarm bell, where it's turning on up to 200 genes that are responsible for cell repair, detoxification of carcinogens, protein and lipid metabolism, antioxidant protection, and other action. And in the report, the scientists called it the longevity assurance factor. So, I mean, I hope that you've learned a little bit from me on the products. We only have a few, and it's very targeted for each part of your body. That's why I'm so passionate about this, and this is why I want to educate and share it with as many people as possible. And what I'm going to do now is turn this over to my husband, JT, because, and he'll tell you a little bit why he started doing this. But I hope that you learned something. And with that, here is JT.
Thank you.
I'm going to switch seats.
All right, I'm going to move this out of the way. All right, thank you. For those of you who don't know, my name is JT Ferguson. I'm Renee's husband, and I'm going to try to give you a little bit of information about the business opportunity with LifeVantage. But before I do that, I kind of want to give you a little bit about my story with the products, which is a little bit different than Renee's. Renee took the product and kind of got healed rather quickly, faster than what most people would happen for most people. Once I saw that, I actually just started taking the pills without even knowing what the ingredients were in the pills. I just started taking it. I figured it's all natural. If it can help her like that fast after what I saw over the last 5 and 6 years, I figured it couldn't hurt me, so I might as well start taking it. But the thing about it is I started taking it and I wasn't realizing that I had such bad calf pain in my left calf for, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 months. And I had went to the doctor, a family doctor, because I thought I had a blood clot because it was moving from the lower part of my knee, the back of my knee, down to the lower part of my calf. And I thought, oh, this is really so bad. So I went to the doctors. He said, you don't have a blood clot, but what we could do is take these x-rays and do all these different things. And he gave me a prescription to take the pain away until I got all this done. So I thought about it, and I decided, well, I'm not going to do the x-rays. I'm not going to do fill the prescription. But I didn't realize that I was taking these pills over the course of time. And over the course, it took about 3 to 4 months for me to realize that I didn't have the pain anymore. The pain kind of dissipated a lot slower for me than it did for Renee. So one thing about the product that is pretty phenomenal is that it works different in everybody. Renee's was so fast within about a week or 2 weeks. And for me, it was about 4 months. So it works different for everybody. So with that, I'm going to go into a little bit about the business opportunity. What you see in front of you is what they call the adoption curve. This is most companies, new companies that start up, you have what you call your innovators and early adopters. Those are pretty much about 2 to 14% of the people that really get in and start the company and get it going. And where we're currently at this point, as you can kind of see the momentum curve, we're really in the early majority stage and at the beginning of it at this point. And this is a kind of a critical stage to be at because this is where you see a lot of growth and income in the company. And this is where you really want to be if you want to join a company. Ride that wave before it gets out and starts to really flatten out and get stable, as you see, because later during the late majority stage, that's where you start seeing the business kind of flatten out, and it might be stable, but you're not really growing like you were in the past. So this is a good part to kind of get into the business if you're interested. Which is this one right here?
Yep.
All right. This right here is just a distributor compensation summary. And just real quick, there's 10 different levels that you can be in LifeVantage. And to break it down, levels 1 through 3 are really, we're Pro 3 currently, and that's really like a beginning stage where you're really getting in to learn the products and kind of know what you're really doing with the business. Levels 4 through 6 is where you start to get into some modest income, decent income. Most people, on average, their incomes, the Pro 5, Pro 6 level is what you would see for average family income. So if you're in that 4 to 6 range, you could pretty much make a decent living. But what really stands out in this slide is Pro 7 through Pro 10. Now you're talking about life-changing income. This is these levels right here where you're looking at really doing the business full-time. If it's something that you're really serious about, you would be doing it full-time. And again, these numbers are average. Just keep in mind, I'll let you take a look at that. Again, 7 through 10, and these are monthly averages. So it can be a lot higher, or it could be lower. Okay, as a distributor, there's 3 different ways to really get started as a distributor. And it's pretty self-explanatory. There's 3 different types of packs that you can do to get started. Silver, gold, and a platinum. Obviously, looking at it, the best way to really start if you're going to do it, or if you have interest in doing it, is the platinum pack, because that's where you get the biggest bang for your buck. You're spending more money, however, you have a bigger discount. You're getting more products for the amount of money that you're putting up front. Being a preferred customer, and I'll go into a little bit in a couple more slides, but purchasing that platinum pack has its advantages, as you'll see here in just a second. Okay. With the subscription, there's different ways you can, if you don't want to be a distributor, you can also just be a customer. You want to be on their products. You can purchase the products individually, or you can purchase them in what we call stacks. They have different stacks where they have free shipping. So you can have, as Renee mentioned to you earlier, you have the Pro Tandem, the Nerf 1, the Nerf 2, the Omega, and the Pro Bio. There's different packages that you can buy in which you'll get the free shipping. One thing that's really nice, and I can't really see it, but the Vitality Stack, that one, the Travel Vitality Stack, that one is pretty popular. And the reason why is because instead of having to use the bottles and take out one pill at a time, or putting 5 or 10 in a little baggie and taking with you, whether you're going to work or wherever you're going to be, that Travel Vitality Stack has everything you need for the day. So it has it all sealed up and lets you know exactly what you need to have. And it's easy to kind of take with you without having to take a bunch of bottles and fill baggies up and take them with you wherever you need to go. And then one of the last things I just want to quickly mention, I mentioned that there was ways, being a distributor, you obviously have the income from being a distributor, but there's additional bonuses. There's 4 different other ways that you can get paid. And the ones I really want to talk about, instead of going through all of them, is just the Smart Bonus and the Elite Pool. The Smart Bonus, I mentioned earlier about the Platinum Pack. Each time that you would actually sell one of the Platinum Packs as a distributor, you're picking up $400 in income for yourself. So if you think about it, if you sign up 3 different distributors, that's $1,200 right there. So you really almost have the money that you invested into it back right off the bat by having 3 distributors selling the Platinum Pack. So that just, and again, that's you'll receive income off each one of the packs, but the platinum pack pays the most. So if you think about it, that's a quick way to get your money back for a small investment. The elite pool, let me move this over. Okay. The elite pool, this is kind of big. If you are a Pro 7 or higher, you're getting paid out up to an additional 4% of the global commission sales from the company. That's huge. I can't see the circle myself, but it's kind of broken out. If you're a 7, I believe if you're 7 or 8, you get at least 1%, and you can see how it kind of breaks out. If you're a 7, 8, or 9, you get another percentage. But for the overall, you can get up to an additional 4% of the global commissions sales that are out there, and that's huge because the company's in 11 different countries. So if you add that up, that's quite a bit that you can get additional commission, get additional monies on. And the thing about it is the number of distributors that are out there in comparison to all the countries we're in is very small.
I have a question.
What's that?
Right.
Anything else for you?
No. So basically, whoever invited you today, get back to them. I don't know if someone's trying to talk to us or not, but we'll unmute everything in a second. So, some people might be thinking about, like, this really is resonating to me as a customer. I know people, or I have some different things going on in my body. I would love to just get on this. Some people are looking at it as a business, and whoever invited you to this presentation tonight, you can get back with them and talk to them more in detail about the business. So we just appreciate you took the time. Hopefully you learned a little bit tonight. And with that, we are definitely gonna unmute, if I can figure out how to do this. Escape. And how do we, I don't know, go ahead. Sorry, this is the first time we've done this.
Can you hear us?
Okay. I think we've unmuted everybody. So does anyone have any questions?
Hi there. Sorry, we were kind of half muted here.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're unmuted now. So if you have any questions, we'll try our best to answer them.
We don't have any questions.
Thank you.
Okay. No questions? Anybody?
Nobody?
We're very smart.
There you go. Okay, well, if there's no questions, we're going to go ahead and we respect everybody's time. So we'll go ahead and end this. And like I said, get back to whoever invited you, and have a great night. Do you guys have a question?